Hi everyone, I'm Ayushi. I am a type 1 diabetic since 2001 and I make videos about living with type 1 diabetes. So today I want to talk about traveling in the coronavirus pandemic. So as you know that in this time, in the current situation, traveling is probably the last thing on anybody's mind, and whoever is traveling currently is only doing so out of majboori. So traveling is extremely scary and stressful for almost all of us, but it is more so in this situation for someone who is living with a comorbidity, which is someone like me. So diabetes patients, cancer patients, and people who have had heart ailments are listed as persons with comorbidity, which essentially means that if we contract the coronavirus, then the complications due to the coronavirus that we will have are going to be very difficult to cure to the extent that it can be fatal. So it's going to be much more difficult for us to heal from the coronavirus than the rest of you out there. So people with comorbidity have been advised almost everywhere to stay indoors as much as possible and not to travel, not to undertake any unnecessary travel in this situation. So I recently traveled from Delhi to Bhopal, which is where my parents live, and I had to travel because I was stuck there in Delhi for the past few months, and I was alone. I was living on my own, and it was getting extremely stressful for me every day out there alone, and I really was looking for a window where I could take that chance and go home. Although it wasn't easy, it was very stressful. I was very scared of traveling for the longest time, and to be honest, I think the 4th of March is the last day that I stepped out of the house. So I literally did not step out of my house from 4th of March to 21st of June this year. So all that time I did not even step out and downstairs, in my building, because I was so scared that the minute I go out, I'm going to contract the virus. Well, my paranoia towards this wasn't very irrational also, because I was anyway, so before the coronavirus pandemic sort of spread throughout the globe, I was already on doctor-instructed quarantine from January because I was suffering from several infections one after the other. So I was really advised by the doctor to not go out unless until it is necessary. And my last visit or outing was on the 4th of March, which was to the doctors. So since then I have not stepped out, and the only time that I stepped out was to come home. I booked an Indigo flight, and I booked it only 2 days earlier to my travel date, but even then I got a ticket price of around 2,800, which is the normal kind of price which you always get in this price slab tickets for. So it was okay, it was reasonable. But before booking the ticket and before doing the check-in, web check-in and everything, I had scanned through like lots and lots of websites and internet pages wherever there are guidelines for traveling, because everyone was clueless. Nobody had any idea what is happening where, and there were different rules at different airports. So I had a few friends who had traveled from Bombay to other places who were telling me about a few different things, and I didn't know personally, I didn't know anybody who was traveling from Delhi or who has traveled from Delhi, taken a flight, so I could ask them what exactly happens at the airport. So in this situation, the GMR website, which has a very detailed travel guideline, so the link is also mentioned in the description box, you guys could check that out. When I was going through those guidelines, there was this thing called a self-declaration form that popped up at quite a few places, and I was very confused about what is the self-declaration form. So I asked around about the self-declaration form to a lot of people, and apparently everybody was doing different things, so nobody had a clear idea of what exactly a self-declaration form is, where do you get it from, who fills it for you, or do you fill it yourself, do you get it at the airport, blah blah. So finally, when I did my web check-in, there was already a segment in that website where it asked you to fill the self-declaration form. So there are like 10 points mentioned, and you have to check each of them and just say that yes, you certify that, say you haven't traveled to a foreign country in the past so many days, or that you have not returned from China in the past so many days, or that you're not suffering from fever and cough and cold in the past so many days. And this has to be listed, and then you have to give them authority and permission about they can hold your phone number and your address, your local address, to the destination that you're going to. If at all, they will need to come and contact you again in case of any emergency. So this form, you just had to, like, I just had to just tick the boxes, and I had to just do a submit, and that's all. It was automatically generated and sent to the airlines through that web check-in. So one roadblock was done, which was the self-declaration form. So as the travel guidelines mentioned in the Delhi airport website, which said that if you do not have the Arogya Setu app, you will have to download it when you come to the airport. There are so many grave privacy concerns. I still thought that maybe if they ask me, okay, if I don't have a choice, if I don't have an option, if they say that it's compulsory or whatever, I might have to download it at the airport. Whenever I travel, the most important thing that I have to carry with me in my hand is my insulin. So I cannot keep the insulin in any check-in luggage because it needs to be kept in an insulated ice box sort of situation where it will not be affected by the heat outside. So I always have to make sure that I carry it hands-on. My flight was at 1:50 p.m. But the guidelines said that you have to reach the airport 2 hours prior to flight departure times. So I made sure that I did it in advance, like a little more in advance than I was supposed to. But thankfully the Uber arrived in about 6 minutes. So this meant that I left my house at around 10:45, and so I only had the option of eating my breakfast and taking my morning insulin. And since I was advised by another friend of mine who is a crew member in one of the airlines that you please make sure you do not drink any water anywhere, like you don't have to, because you'll have to open the mask and then drink water, and so when you're at the airport, avoid drinking water, and avoid drinking water if people are around you. So just so that you don't have to take off your mask and put it back on, and you never know. I had a long haul travel in front of me. I was going to reach at 3:20, and if you count the time till the time that you come out of the airport, maybe it even becomes 4 p.m. So I had to be without food, without water, and without insulin from 10:30 onwards till 4 p.m. in the evening, which actually turned out to be 5 p.m. because by the time we reached home, it was 5. So there was this massive gap where I could not take my medicine, I could not take my injections, and I could not eat or drink water. So yes, the first day was very rough. So I just realized I spoke for 10 minutes without pressing the recording button. So here it goes again. Where was I? Yeah. So once you go to the airport, there are these kiosks where you can print out your boarding card. So you receive an e-boarding card with a barcode on your email ID from the airlines 12 hours prior to the flight time, departure time. And then you can go to that kiosk, which is outside the entrance of the airport, like before you enter the gate where your ID is checked, and just scan your barcode and it prints out your boarding card for you. So you take that printed boarding card with you to the identification point. When you go towards the entrance gate where your ID is checked, before that they have a belt these days, a baggage belt, where you can keep all of your baggage, hand baggage and check-in luggage, and it gets disinfected. So they say that it is a UV ray disinfectant belt where you can just keep your baggage and it's clear after that. So this is one new measure that has been taken, at least at the Delhi airport, to Then you go to the point where your identity is checked, which is the gate of the airport, and there is a shield, like there is a glass screen between you and the person who's checking your ID. So you just have to press your ticket towards the glass and also your ID, and then they let you pass. It is not necessary again to have a printout of anything. I did not carry any printouts because I couldn't go to take a printout anywhere. Everything was shut where I used to be in Delhi. Once your ID is checked, you go inside and there is a person who stands there and checks your temperature. They do a thermal scanning, and there is also a sanitizer kept at multiple points throughout the airport. But just a small little tip: be careful with the sanitizers, because what happens is I was wearing gloves at all times. I did not take off my hand gloves, and I also used the sanitizer a couple times, and I also had my boarding card in my hand. And once it so happened that the boarding card and the sanitizer, they just kind of, everything on the boarding card got blurred, and the person who was at the counter had to issue me another one. So please be careful with the sanitizers, they're really strong. So keep your paper and documents away from the sanitizer, and be careful that you're wearing gloves, and so the sanitizer doesn't evaporate that easily from them. So you just have to be aware and alert. I went to the security check. Security check is happening, and yes, you have to take out your laptop and your mobile phone just the same as it used to happen before. So only thing is that they don't really help you with the trays and stuff, because there is very less or no staff at the security checkpoints. So you have to pick up your own tray and put your own things, and you have to also put the tray in the scanner yourself, and it comes out of the other end, and you have to pick up your own tray again and put your things back in your bag. So the personnel over there are instructed to not help you, because they need to maintain minimum contact as much as possible. So it would be better if you're traveling very hands-on, where you don't have a lot of things and attachments, and it's just easier for you to move throughout the airport. Now, some of the shops at the airport are open. I think most shops at the airport were open when I was there, and there are also food counters open, but it's just, I don't know, it's just advisable to not try and eat and drink, because you never know. I mean, yeah, they are saying that they are following all security precautions and everything, but still, I mean, I was a little jittery. I did not even open my mask the whole time. So when I went to the gate, there are these seats across the gate where usually passengers sit and wait. So there were 3 seats in a row, and 1 seat in the middle was marked in yellow saying that please maintain social distancing, please do not sit on this seat. But as more and more people started gathering at the gate, all of the seats were filled, and nobody was really bothered about social distancing. This was something I noticed even at the security check line, where people really were still in that zone where they wanted to push you and take over and go ahead, and I don't know why they're still kind of in this, I think we just programmed that way, that nahi, hame sabse pehle jana hai life mein. The other thing I noticed at the airport was that nobody actually knows the do's and don'ts of wearing a mask. How are you supposed to handle the mask properly? You're not supposed to keep on touching your mask. You're not supposed to taking it off and on again and again. You're not supposed to use the same hands to you take it off and then you use your hands and then put it back on. You're not supposed to do that. And a lot of people at the airport did not know how to use a mask, and which was very scary. And especially people that were traveling with children. I know it's very difficult to make children do something, and especially when it's little children, toddlers, to make them keep their masks on is difficult. But I would still request to all the parents who are traveling with children, if it's avoidable, please avoid traveling with children. If not, try to devise a method where you can maintain all the security precautions. Just before we were boarding, I was traveling by Indigo, so they handed out face shields and masks and sanitizers to all the passengers. So you just had to put on your face shield, and you were not supposed to take it off till the time that you reach your destination. Even in the flight, I felt there were a lot of precautions taken. Regular disinfection was done, and also when we were in the flight, I think there was a lot of disinfection done even while we were sitting inside. But I also noticed that people, even while sitting in the flight, they were taking off their masks and they were taking off their face shields, and as if now we are in a secure zone and we don't need these things anymore. Please do not do that. In my flight particularly, the middle seats were all vacant, so there were passengers only on the window seat and the aisle seat, so which was a good thing. So when I put on my face shield and my mask and whatever else I was wearing, this is what I looked like. So I finally reached Bhopal in the evening, and I'll tell you, I was pretty impressed by the measures that they've taken at the Bhopal airport. I was not expecting it to be so good. So when we were collecting our baggage, there were also marked positions for people to stand on to maintain social distancing while you're waiting for your baggage. And there is a person who was constantly making announcements that please maintain social distancing, please wait for your baggage. However, nobody really cared about that. But still, I mean, I appreciate the effort of the airport staff that they did this. After taking the baggage, while exiting the gate of the airport, there were bins where you could dispose of your face shields and masks and gloves and whatever else disposable things that you were wearing. Just before we exited, there were a team of doctors in PPE suits who were waiting and collecting all the details of every passenger who's exiting the airport. So we were given a form beforehand when we were waiting for a package. We were asked to fill it up. That form also I have put up here on the screen. So this form basically was not a form specifically meant for us and for this journey. As you can see that this form is something that was meant for passengers who are coming from outside of India, but they just kind of jugaadified this form and just used it for us. So there are different kinds of information that the form is asking. Especially it's asking about if you have a comorbidity where you need to list yourself. And so I filled it up with type 1 diabetes, and then you're going to go to the doctors and they're just going to have a little chat and ask you whether you have fever and the standard questions. And once you tell them, they're going to tell you that, you know, this is the number of days that you have to be in a home quarantine or whatever else that they seem fit for you. So for me, they said that I am advised for a 14-day home quarantine, and yeah, that was it. So I could exit the airport and then just go home. So this was my journey from Delhi to Bhopal by a flight during the coronavirus pandemic, and I thought I'd share whatever I felt was important and maybe relevant to a lot of people who might be just thinking about traveling and making that travel plan which was urgent but is being put off because of all these concerns. So I hope this video helped you guys. If there are any other questions, you can always just put them in the comments. And lastly, I will request everyone traveling anywhere, please do wear a mask, please do wear gloves, and please do not keep taking your masks off as and when you please. If you do not know about it, read about it. There are so many guidelines and manuals available on how to wear a mask, what to do and what not to do with a mask, because you may think that, oh, mujhe kuch nahi hoga, but you know, if you don't wear a mask, the possibility of the people around you getting infected and the people around you getting sick becomes just higher. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.